So this is where we stopped last time. Can you read this to me?
Sí. Comprar víveres en las tiendas en la América Latina puede ser diferente que aquí en los Estados Unidos. Hablemos de algunas de las diferencias aquí.
Sigue.
Hay una gran
Variedad.
Pues, ¿qué?
Variedad.
Variedad de alimentos en los supermercados de Estados Unidos. La mayoría de las personas en los
Estados Unidos. It's just,
Estados Unidos. Oh, okay, Estados Unidos. Compran en grandes supermercados como Walmart o King Supers porque es más conveniente. Las tiendas.
Conveniente.
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 Conveniente, no sé. Conveniente. Las tiendas de víveres venden todo lo que necesita desde pan, leche y huevos hasta carne, fruta y verduras frescas. También venden artículos en caja y de lata y algunos incluso venden ropa. En cambio, en la América Latina es más común visitar varias tiendas. Varias tiendas especializadas como las panaderías y las carnicerías.
Muy bien. Preguntas. And I should have asked you back on this one too. Do you have any questions about this one?
Hard to reading and comprehending at the same time is a skill I need to develop still.
When you're initially learning how to read, there's a reason why that is. As you're reading, you're focused more on pronunciation than you are the actual content of what it is that you're reading, right? That'll come with time. But yeah, for the purpose of this activity, it's always good to kind of read it and then read it out loud and then read it again and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. ¿Qué significa víveres?
Víveres. That's exactly what we're talking about today. Groceries. Yeah, kind of the primary word.
Yeah, puede depende que algunas de las algunas, ¿qué significa algunas?
Some.
Differences?
Some.
Oh, okay.
It's another word for some.
Okay. Okay.
Algunas de las diferencias. Let's talk about some of the differences here.
Okay. That one I got. Desde pan. ¿Qué significa desde pan?
Desde pan. Desde is like saying from. So here, this is a good combination for you. Desde, ¿dónde estamos aquí? Desde corresponds with hasta. They should almost always go together. So it's saying from from bread, milk, and eggs to meat, fruits, and vegetables.
Gotcha. Okay. Después.
From to, when we're given some type of a.
Okay. Desde hasta. Okay. También.
Oops.
En, ¿qué significa caja y de lata?
De caja y de lata. Caja is box. Lata is can, right? So packaged goods, canned and boxed goods.
Caja de lata. Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna go off topic here. You do cabinet fabrication?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a student today. He's learning English. I just worked with him today for the first time, but he told me he's a plumber. Like he knows how to do plumbing, but he really wants to work in a warehouse. He studied like warehousing logistics and stuff like that in his native country on El Salvador.
Yeah.
He didn't finish his degree, but he's got his back, and that's what he really wants to do. And he says it's preventing him because he's not bilingual, right? He's just started in my first level. He actually speaks a lot of English, but it's broken,
Yeah.
And so I thought about you, if I don't know if your company's hiring at all right now.
Maybe not for that exact position, but we certainly are hiring, and he could get his foot in the door.
Yeah, that's what. So we don't have to talk about it right now, but I'd like to talk to you about that because I have a like a career services type thing where I like to work with companies like yours to advertise their jobs to my students. It's a paid thing, so it merits another conversation. But let's try and put something on the books in the coming days to talk about that.
Okay, yeah, that works.
They're actively hiring people, and I know from your dynamic, right? Like being bilingual is kind of a plus.
A good thing,
right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're okay. ¿Qué significa en cambio?
En cambio. So in change, right? So it's kind of funny.
En cambio en la América Latina.
Right.
So
it's
is it like saying on the other hand?
There you go. That's a good way to put it. On the other hand, in Latin America, right? Because the first part's telling you how it is here in the United States, and now it's saying in change, like different from here in Latin America. So it's like, yeah, on the other hand.
Okay, so it's saying, on the other hand, people in Latin America visit more specialized varieties of stores like bakeries and meat stores or butcher shops.
Yeah. It's funny, we don't even know that word anymore.
It's crazy. We used to have back when I was in Illinois, we had a really good butcher shop, and it's a dying thing, I guess.
I remember there's this bakery that when I was growing up in Georgia, there's this bakery. They made the best cookies, and every time we would go past it was in between my grandparents' house and my aunt and uncle's house. So if we went to go visit from one household to the other, we would pass by it, and that place went out of business. I remember when it went out of business, and I was heartbroken.
Yeah, it's a shame. Okay. Debido a que las tiendas son más pequeñas en la América Latina,
Sorry. Más pequeñas.
There we go. Debido a que las tiendas son más pequeñas en la América Latina, es posible que descubras que hay más atención personal de la que recibes en un supermercado aquí. Por ejemplo, no vas a encontrar el sistema de autopago que tenemos aquí. Siempre vas a hablar con una persona. So you receive more personal attention than you would in a supermarket, for example. ¿Qué significa autopago?
Like our self-checkout.
Oh, okay. And aquí, So you can talk to a person. Okay.
Yeah, like even more on that detail, right? Like we now have it to the point where you can do self-checkout at the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
In one of my English classes, we were talking about paying bills, and they were telling me that they still have to go in person to pay like the electric bill, like the utility bills in Mexico. And I had another
Really?
person from Colombia in the class, and I was like, like, you're kidding me. Is it like that in your country too? And I'm like, oh yeah, you have to go in person.
That's crazy. We are super convenient in our country, maybe to a fault.
And now we're getting to the point. Have you seen the new stores Amazon's doing where you don't even have to pay?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, this is really cool. I wish we'd have this in Denver. It knows somehow, like, because you enter with your phone, so it recognizes your account as soon as you walk in, and it has a scanning system. So you just pick up what you need and walk out, and it all scans to your phone, and the credit card's processed.
Oh gosh, that's dangerous.
No lines. No. Oh, I think it's the greatest invention ever. I can't wait till that happens here. Sorry, I'm getting off topic today. See you.
Okay. Otro diferencia que entrar entre las tiendas. Encontrará. I missed a consonant. Encontrará entre las tiendas de los Estados Unidos en comparación con países hispanohablantes es que las medidas son diferentes. En la América Latina usamos kilos, no libras y onzas. Medir el peso. Una libre es aproximadamente medio kilo. Los líquidos. Los colíquidos y
No, you're putting a co in front, and I'm not sure why. Líquidos.
Los líquidos.
Eso.
Los líquidos. Y algunas ensaladas se miden en litros, no en pintas y galones. Una pinta es aproximadamente medio litro. Puedes usar un convertidor en línea hasta que te acostumbres a las diferencias.
Muy bien. So this is more like for when you travel, if you go down to Latin America, the difference between it's the metric system versus, God, is it called the imperial measuring system that we use?
Imperial, yeah. So libras es pounds, onzas es ounces, peso. ¿Qué significa medir el peso?
To measure the weight, in other words, to weigh.
Oh, okay.
Or to measure the weights is what it's saying, right? So medir is to measure. It's the verb to measure. And then el peso is the weight.
So the currency in Mexico is a peso. It translates to the weight.
Yeah.
That's actually very accurate in terms of
because historically it was measured to the gold standard, right? So specifically to deal with the weight of gold or silver or whatever it is. So that's exactly what a peso is. It's a measurement. Weight.
It'll be helpful to remember weight. Okay, a peso.
And then I think when you go to the gym, when you're lifting weights, it's pesas. I think it's feminine. Pesas.
Pesas. Okay. I think I got this one.
Yeah. Okay. Now I've found a couple of errors. Muy bien. Okay, sigue adelante.
Como probablemente sepas, el dinero en los Estados Unidos también es diferente. El dinero de los Estados Unidos es el dólar estadounidense. Pero cada país en la América Latina tiene su propio tipo de dinero, generalmente llamado un peso. Actualmente está empezado a cambiar, pero todavía en la América Latina se usa efectivo en la mayoría de las compras cotidianas. Es menos común pagar con
Tarjetas.
tarjetas de crédito o débito en las tiendas.
Muy bien. Preguntas.
I feel like I know this, but ¿qué significa empezado a cambiar?
Empezando a cambiar. Empezar is the verb to start or to begin. So
Okay.
it's starting to change.
Cambiar is change?
Cambiar
Sure.
means to change. Yep.
To change. Okay, so it's starting to change. Do it again. Let's see. Efectivo de la mayoría de las compras cotidianas. ¿Qué significa?
Daily purchases.
The majority of daily purchases.
Efectivo, do you know what that means?
Yeah. Well, unless it's a false.
It's a false.
Is it a false? ¿Qué significa efectivo?
Cash.
Oh, is it really?
So they use cash to pay for most of their daily purchases.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do not know what that means.
Effective is probably what you were thinking, which is eficaz.
Okay.
Efectivo is cash.
Okay. That makes more sense. That makes the sentence make more sense.
Right. So that's why it says it's starting to change a little bit. People are starting to use credit cards a little bit more, but still, for the most part, people pay with cash for everything in Latin America.
Okay. All right. Bueno.
Sí. Muy bien. Aquí tenemos las personas que puedes encontrar en una tienda. Tenemos el cliente o la cliente. El bodeguero would be like the clerk, the person that works at the shop. El fiambrero is for fiambres, the deli clerk. El cajero is the cashier. El carnicero would be the butcher. Y aquí tenemos los víveres. Por ejemplo, tenemos los bocadillos salados, salty snacks, los productos de papel, los alimentos envasados o enlatados, packaged or canned goods, los productos de higiene y belleza, so hygiene and beauty products, los productos de la limpieza doméstica, cleaning, el café y el té. Muy bien, entonces aquí tenemos un diálogo para buscar algo, cómo encontrar algo, how to find something. Okay, so you can start with me.
Okay, disculpa, ¿dónde está la leche?
La leche está en el pasillo número 2.
Bien, gracias. ¿Y dónde están los cereales?
Los cereales están en el pasillo 1.
Gracias.
De nada, ¿le puedo ayudar a encontrar algo más?
No, es todo. Muchísimas gracias. Que tengas un buen día.
De nada, espero que tengas un buen día también.
Muchísimas. What, is
Yeah,
that like very much?
exacto, muy bien.
Okay.
And so here's a fun one for you. For just about any adjective, you can do that. So here we have mucho changes into muchísimo. And since it's feminine plural, gracias, muchísimas gracias. Bueno, buenísimo. Lento, lentísimo. Alto, altísimo.
Okay.
And it's an exaggeration when you do that in Spanish. That's a fun one to learn.
Okay. Okay.
Bien, any other preguntas?
No.
No. Perfecto. Entonces, vamos a practicar, Mateo. Tú estás buscando el pan y los huevos.
Okay. And huevos. Disculpa, ¿dónde está el pan?
El pan está en el pasillo número 2.
Bien, gracias. ¿Y dónde están los huevos?
Los huevos están en el pasillo número 1.
Gracias.
¿Le puedo ayudar a encontrar algo más?
No, es todo. Muchísimas gracias. Que tengas un buen día.
De nada, espero que tengas un buen día también.
¿Qué significa espero?
Espero, I hope.
Ah,
Espero que tengas un buen día también. I hope you have a nice day too.
so is it esperar?
Espero, yo espero.
But the verb form.
It's AR.
AR?
Esperar.
Esperar, to hope.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Espero.
And it can also mean to wait for, to hope or to wait for, depending on the context.
Okay.
Muy bien. Mateo, seguimos.
¿Qué significa, cómo se dice sugar?
Azúcar.
Azúcar. Disculpa, ¿dónde está el azúcar?
El azúcar está en el pasillo número 2.
Bien, gracias. ¿Y dónde está los frijoles negros?
Los frijoles negros están en el pasillo 1.
Gracias.
¿Le puedo ayudar a encontrar algo más?
No, es todo. Muchísimas gracias. Que tengas un buen día.
De nada, espero que tengas un buen día también.
Disculpa, ¿dónde está el jugo de naranja?
El jugo de naranja está en el pasillo número 2.
Bien, gracias. ¿Y dónde está el arroz?
El arroz está en el pasillo 1.
Gracias.
De nada. ¿Le puedo ayudar a encontrar algo más?
No, es todo. Muchísimas gracias. Que tengas un buen día.
De nada, espero que tengas un buen día también. Muy bien, Mateo. ¿Te llevas bien con tus hermanos?
¿Qué significa llevas?
Bueno, in this situation, llevarse bien is a good expression, which means to get along with.
Because llevar is also to wear, right?
Llevar, yeah, llevar means to wear, to carry, to take.
Oh.
And in this situation, llevarse bien, to get along with.
Get along. Tengo un hermano y sí, llevo bien con mi hermano.
¿Te llevas bien con tus padres?
Sí, llevo bien con mis padres.
¿Los amigos son más importantes que la familia?
No, los amigos y mi familia es I don't know, same.
Sí, es igual. Son iguales de importancia.
Son iguales.
De importancia, muy bien.
Son iguales.
¿Tienes un pariente favorito?
No, no tengo un pariente favorito.
¿Tienes hijos?
Sí, tengo un hijo.
¿Te pareces más a tu papá o a tu mamá?
¿Qué significa pareces?
In this situation, remember we learned it in the first level. Me parece bien. Sounds good. In this situation, parecerse is a reflexive verb, which we're going to get into in the next level shortly. It changes the meaning a little bit. It's asking, who do you look more like? Do you look more like your mom or your dad?
So te pareces más.
And this one's irregular. You would answer, me parezco.
Okay, me parezco más de mi mamá.
¿Visitas frecuentemente a tus padres?
Sí. Visito frecuentemente. ¿Por qué?
Mis padres.
Why? How do you say why?
¿Por qué?
Or because?
También por qué.
Okay. Porque mis padres jubilados.
Están jubilados.
Están jubilados.
Muy bien. ¿Cada cuánto tiempo los visitas?
¿Cuánto tiempo?
That's like saying how often.
¿Cada cuánto tiempo? 6 o 7 tiempos de año.
Veces por año.
Veces.
Yeah, vez is a time as in an occasion, whereas tiempo is time as in the minutes.
Okay. B or V?
Vez, con V.
V.
Mm-hmm.
Veces is. Okay.
Muy bien. Describe a uno de tus parientes con ser y estar.
Mi madre está jubilado.
Okay, real quick, just so you know, parientes does not mean parents.
What does it mean? Oh man, is false cognitive again? ¿Qué significa parientes?
Relatives.
Oh, so describe a relative. Parientes is relatives. Now I know. Describo. So tío es uncle, yeah.
Bien, sí.
Mi tío Tom es alto y grande. Y está contento y un poco aburrido.
Muy bien. Personalidades, okay? So, repite. Simpático.
Simpático.
Nice. Antipático.
Antipático.
Mean.
Okay.
Extrovertido.
Extrovertido. Say that again.
Extrovertido.
Extrovertido.
Introvertido.
Introvertido.
Those should be obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Independiente.
Independiente.
Dependiente.
Dependiente.
Práctico.
Práctico.
Complicado.
Complicado.
Humilde.
Humilde. Humilde.
Egocéntrico.
Egocéntrico.
sociable,
Sociable.
renegón,
Renegón.
right? So these are all opposites. So renegón might not be too obvious. It's the opposite of sociable, right? It's kind of antisocial or grumpy. Sumiso,
Sumiso.
autoritario.
Autoritario.
Recatado,
Acatado.
atrevido.
Atrevido.
So those last two are reserved and daring or bold.
Okay. Personalidades es ser or estar?
Buena pregunta, ser.
Ser. Okay.
Ser. Típicamente ser. Se usa ser con las personalidades. And there's a fine line between a personality and an emotion, right?
Mhm.
You know, some of these, a lot of these, you can use ser or estar, depending on if you're talking about a personality. A personality trait is a permanent thing, right? Versus an emotion is a temporary thing, which can go back and forth. Now, a lot of these personalities, you know, can be used as an emotion and a temporary thing, or you can use with estar, right? Depending on the context of exactly what you're saying.
So,
Right? You can be a simpático persona and then have a moment antipático, right?
okay, so estoy antipático.
Like that would be like saying, hey, don't come into my office right now. I am not in a good mood. Right?
Yeah.
That's just one example of this.
Okay.
Cool. Muy bien. Mateo, did you ever get this this second book, the Let's Start Talking book?
No.
I'm gonna pop it into the chat for you.
Okay.
I recommend you get it.